If you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my Patreon linked below. All my patrons, regardless of tier, get a series of stickers designed by me, and they get these once every 3 months. I design new ones. This month, we've got our loyalist group, a Space Marine, a Sororitas, and an Imperial Guardsman. Next quarter, starting in September, we're having Xenos. So please have a look at that link and tell me what you think about this channel so far. Good day, Artificers. I conceived of this video because I had a theory that these two cans had the same contents. So we're talking about paint, right? And a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people, mentors in this space have been saying that there is only a small difference between these two, and you can get your cheap dollar store, hardware store paint to behave like your Citadel rattle cans. And try as I might, I always found that the formulation of the paint inside a Citadel rattle can seemed to come out smoother, just slightly. It wasn't impossible to achieve that smoothness with your dollar store paint. However, it did take a little bit more work. You had to warm up the paint in water, you had to give it a good shake, and you had to clear your nozzles and take very good care of them. But you could achieve that smoothness. You just spend less time doing it using this. So my theory was that the difference was actually caused by the nozzles of the paint cans. So this is the one that I got out of the Corex White, and this is the one that I got out of my Super Spray. And what I did was, this is an empty can of Corex White. I took it out and I replaced the nozzle in this can with the one that I found in the Corex White. And what I did was I did a controlled experiment with this nozzle and then this nozzle and compared the results. And it actually would surprise you. And without further ado, I'd like to show you what I discovered. So to preserve the integrity of my demonstration, here I have my plastic spoons and the individual nozzles. On your left, you'll see the nozzle from my Citadel rattle can, and on the right, you'll see the nozzle from my cheap dollar store rattle can. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do this in one unedited take, so you know that I'm doing this with this crappy paint. I'm going to shake it up and then I'm going to paint each spoon in turn. Okay, so what do we have here? As I was using each individual nozzle, I did notice that the flow on the Citadel nozzle was a lot slower. That could be a contributing factor to why the paint comes out smoother on Citadel rattle cans. So what did I find out? First of all, I found out that the Citadel rattle can nozzle didn't really fit this. I got a lot of leaks around the seal. Second of all, I did discover that the results I got were very, very close. I can hardly tell the difference. Now, I've marked them, and this is the one that was, tell you what, I'm going to put both in front of the camera, and you tell me which one you think is the one with the Citadel nozzle. The one used with the Citadel rattle can nozzle is actually this one. Now this one, aside from sort of a spackle spot along the bottom, actually came out pretty smooth. In some cases, I argue that this is actually just as smooth, if not smoother, than the one that came from the one done with Citadel. So let me try and focus that. So I could argue that they're both just as smooth, except that when I used the Citadel nozzle, I got these really bad leaks everywhere. So experiment was a success. I did discover that these didn't make any difference. And the only thing that mattered was the formulation in the can. I'm not going to waste a can of Citadel paint and try and put this on top, but I'd argue that the paint in a Citadel spray can is actually of a higher quality than the paint here. And again, you can achieve the same quality, it just takes a little bit more work. And me, being a person who really wants to save money and really is trying to spend as little as possible on a hobby that I love a lot so that I can get the most out of my dollar, would still buy cheap rattle cans and then give them the loving care that they need to achieve the effect that I want. But other than that, I'd say, you knock yourself out. If you really like these and you're pressed for time, you can achieve very, very good results with your Citadel. So I thank you all for watching this video. And as I said, now that I'm doing it full time, you get a couple more interesting categories and, more videos each week and videos of a high quality. So please let me know down below in the comments whether you like this new format, if you like different locations and views, and tell me how I can do a little bit better. And of course, also pay my Patreon a visit so that I can keep doing this as much as I can and, not starve to death. Thank you all, and as always, goodbye.